right, guys. I I'm here today. How's everybody doing? I'm doing the energy focus and forecast for the month of July. It's been an interesting month, to say the least. I have a lot of things coming through, but for just a couple of moments, I want you to just close your eyes and really bring into your mind the culmination of the last month of June. Think about all the things, all the happenings, everything that's moved through your life or things that you've been a part of. And take a few breaths. Nice, deep inhales through the nose. Exhales out of the mouth, just kind of letting all that stuff roll through your mind's eye. Start to open yourself up to divine guidance, however that looks to you. This may be gods or goddesses, deities, past loved ones, your higher self, anything that you believe in. While you continue to take a couple more breaths. And then whenever you're ready, begin to open your eyes and see which pile that you're drawn to. This is going to be pile 1, and this is going to be pile 2. They each have the crystals and a rune that have been pulled, and they're sharing one crystal. And so this is something that the energies that you're going to be working with for the month of July. And if you're drawn to both, that's fine. Just watch both readings. If not, I'll try to throw the timestamp number in for each pile. The decks that I'm using are, for this pile, the tarot card is the Ananda Tarot. And the Isis Oracle. So that's this deck here. For this deck, too, the tarot card is the Ostara Tarot. Let's see if I can get that in a better view. I'm not sure. It's kind of shiny. Sorry about that. But it's called Ostara Tarot. And the oracle is the wisdom of the oracle, divinity cards. Okay, so I'm not going to pretend to know everything about stones, and I will be looking up some of the meanings, but we're going to try to get what off of these cards, what we kind of see that's going on. So I want you to kind of look at the card too. Let me see if I can get this into focus. Let me turn this light off, see if that helps. Ah, there we go. All right. So just look at the card. Think about what comes to your mind when you think about the past month and everything that's been going on and what you're trying to do for the next month. It's the king? Yeah, the King of Cups. So when you're doing intuitive tarot, you're really trying to take in the scene that's happening on the cards, all the characteristics and the aspects that you see, people's faces, colors, objects, weather, landscape, all that stuff. Okay, and then you also got the Eye of Horus, awakening divine perception. I want you to first kind of see what you're getting from the cards, and then I'll kind of throw my 2 cents in on here. Some very interesting cards. Okay. And you have the solar plexus card, which is stone. It's yellow jasper. So maybe there's some willpower, power, or self-worth stuff going on. And I forgot the name. Oh, solidite. So this is kind of blue, really dark blue and white. And then the runes, I'm just learning the runes, so give me a second here. Woon Jo, so joy, comfort, and pleasure. That's this one. All right. So let me give this a gander here. The King of Cups. So he has his eyes closed. He's kind of holding this ball, this sphere. He's within, his head is actually surrounded in light as well. And he's kind of translucent. And I can't quite tell if he is in kind of like an icy area or like just barren land, but it's kind of wet. And then there's the big cup in the front, and it's not full. It's actually pretty empty and tilted over. So he really kind of looks like he's in this meditation pose. Okay. And then the Eye of Horus. So this is the deck for the goddess Isis. And it looks like she's kind of like holding her stance behind this very like sullen looking, he's kind of got like a bird head. He's kind of like walking away. And so if we're just going to read these cards for what they are kind of saying to me, and incorporating all these, the crystals too, okay? So the King of Cups, like I said, it's been kind of a crazy past couple of months. Energy's kind of at a really low low level on people physically. People are very irritable, and you know, with the solar plexus crystal, I feel like your self-worth is being challenged, and it kind of brings it in with this girl kind of standing her ground. The King of Cups kind of feels like he's trying to hold on to what's left of what he knows, his programming. And this is like more on a like a mind, the way it's like a way of thinking. So maybe some of your core beliefs are being challenged, and it's kind of triggering your self-worth issues, and it's on a deep level, maybe childhood trauma, or when I say childhood trauma, it could just mean like something happened to you in your childhood. And it could be something as serious as like molestation or abuse from a parent. But it could also mean school stuff like bullying or something like that. But the way it looks is like the cup is empty, and it's been empty for a while. And with the cup signifies your relationship with yourself. And with this guy kind of holding his ball of energy, that's like his life force. It's like everything that he's known about who he is and encompassed and growing up, his program. And you're being asked to, you know, you got to start filling this cup again with yourself. And with the current general energy of everybody, the consensus is that nobody takes the time to do that. And it's important, and I think it's interesting that he's setting in meditation, because that's the best way to find some clarity in these situations. So now with this is probably Isis, I'm assuming, for your oracle card. I'm pretty sure that I'm gonna try to go in a little tighter for you. There we go. So I'm assuming that once you start to spend time with yourself, giving yourself some care, and that can just look like sleeping, that can look like changing some health habits to make you feel better, like your physical body feel better, because that right now is being challenged. You're gonna gain some strength, and it may affect some relationships. I mean, I feel like this guy's being kind of like, she's got his back, but he's kind of hunched over to the effect of like walking away, and maybe he doesn't understand the change that you're going through. And you can change the roles too. I'm just saying she and he because that's what's depicted. So masculine, feminine, this could just be energy wise too. So it doesn't necessarily mean that you're a woman. It just necessarily mean you're a man. It just means, you know, that's the energy that's surrounded. But she's even got this, I think it's interesting, they had these scepters, and hers is, glowing with this almost the same kind of thing that's on here on the solar plexus, and that's really about willpower and the aspect of looking within yourself to find the power. And I think a lot of times people don't realize how powerful they are. They get lost in the I can'ts and the negative self-talk, and so it's important to kind of come out of that and realize that you are powerful, you can make changes, and you do make your own reality. Yes, there are external aspects. If something's happening in your life that you don't like or that doesn't sit well with you, when you hold on to that truth and keep it in and shove it down where nobody knows, you're causing a stagnation. You're causing a blockage within your body. So get moving. Spend time in the sunlight. Work on your solar plexus and your self-love. That's really what you're being asked to do right now. Find joy in things. Sometimes things can be taken so seriously that we forget that we're thinking too much about the future or the past, and we're losing the present moment. We're losing all those gems of happiness and joy, and not everything's roses, but when we learn to look deeper and appreciate and be present, things become more balanced. So you're being asked to spend time in some quiet, trying to fill your cup, looking within yourself and finding your strength. The solidite, this blue crystal here, it really unites logic and intuition and opens your spiritual perception, bringing information from higher mind down to the physical level. Stimulates the pineal gland. So if you want to get this, you can place it on your third eye and meditate with that. It'll help open it up and deepens your meditation. It enhances it, basically. It can be used to understand the circumstances in which you find yourself. The stone instills a drive for truth and the urge towards idealism, making it possible to remain true to yourself and stand up for your beliefs. And that's kind of what this Eye of Horus is depicting. Is helpful for people who are sensitive to sick building syndromes and or electromagnetic smog. It's really good for group work, so if you're trying to build and have communications within a group. It's just a good crystal for mental confusion and intellectual bondage. So this is that thing I was talking about, like your past wounds, living in the past, holding on to limiting self-beliefs. Like you feel like you're trying to change, but you can't let go of some things. That's where the meditation is going to come into play. It balances emotions and calms people who deal with panic attacks, transforms a defensive or oversensitive personality, releasing core fears, phobias, guilt, and control mechanisms that hold you back from being who you truly are. It enhances your self-esteem, self-acceptance, and trust. It brings out the shadow qualities to the surface to be accepted without being judged. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So you have some deep inner work that you're struggling with. Yeah. Self-worth, self-love, self-esteem, self-trust. All those things are being triggered right now. Maybe that's why there's the irritability. This one also helps to cleanse the lymphatic system organs, boosting the immune system, combats radiation damage and insomnia, treats throat, vocal cords, and larynx. There's something going on with you not speaking your truth as well, and I think that's what this one has something to do with. Okay, so we kind of know what you need to do for your top card and where you're at. Let's see, the Eye of Horus. It's a very long entry. If you want to know more about it, you can look it up online. I'm just going to read some of it. It also has like incantations and some things that you can do to kind of bring those things into focus. Okay, so awakening your divine perception. The Eye of Horus brings divine perception, protection, and insight. You're gifted with certain spiritual abilities, including divine sight, that are awakening and growing now. Maybe that has something to do with what's rocking your core belief system. You have much divine support and protection so that you may grow your abilities and serve others with your divine gifts. Trust your perception and know that you are divinely protected. You have guidance here, and your inner sight is expanding yet again, taking a turn onto a higher twist of a spiral of perception. So clairvoyance, pure knowing, which means like you just know things that are happening or gonna happen. Divination and divine communion. So you're getting confirmation that these things are true. And then maybe this is part of the core beliefs that are being rocked. Maybe it's not even the kind of place that you came from or kind of people you grew up around, but it's it's rocking your world and you're having a hard time. So, like I said, you're being asked to spend time in self-care, self-love, maybe some time learning more about clairvoyance, or people getting to know people that maybe have this inner sight, studying a little bit about some of these gifts that people have, or practicing them, like just kind of experimenting with them and seeing if what's happening really makes sense to you. Fear is the biggest issue when these things start happening, because you don't believe that this could actually happen. And right now the world is kind of being awakened to these things, and you're gonna sink or swim. Don't be pulled in by the lower vibrational fields of people around you who might disbelieve in some of these things that are really kind of resonating with you at this moment. Really you control and you can make changes in your own life. And I think that's part of what it is you have to believe that so you can speak your truth and find joy in what you do. Yeah, okay, so that's it for deck one. This is I'm probably going to say this wrong. It's a magnifying stone. It's called the TV stone. And you can like magnify things with it. Ulexolite. But yeah, you can kind of put it over and kind of magnify things with it. You can see through it. So this is really this is actually for both decks. So y'all are sharing this one. It's really about focus and becoming more clear and seeing things more one way, and it's going to help you, guide you on this path. So, okay, so deck two. Let's see what you got. 10 of Swords and Imagine. So deck two. So it's this big whale. So you're trying to look at the card and see what you feel, what you think about whenever you see this, what kind of things come up into your mind. This is all about the feels, being in your emotions, in your mind. I can't quite tell what's happening in this one. Maybe you can see it's very translucent. There's a moon kind of in the clouds, and there's some rays of light shining through. I don't know quite what that thing is in the center. Looks like it's hanging down from the moon. Oh, okay, it's a person. It's like a balloon. It's like if a person was reaching up, holding a balloon, and the balloon is the moon. It's just kind of it's like the back of a person. It's an interesting card. Okay, and you got petrified wood, turquoise, and let's see what that rune is. Lagaz, water, power over neural dreams and fantasies. Oh, this is really kind of coming together. Interesting. So the turquoise is really a protection stone. Thought I had this marked out. Okay. So it's a healing stone providing solace for the spirit and well-being for the body. It is a protective stone that has been used for amulets since all time and is believed to change color and warn danger of infidelity. Turquoise promotes spiritual attunement and enhances communication in the physical and spiritual worlds. Placed on the third eye, it enhances intuition and meditation, the throat chakra. It releases old vows, inhibitions, and prohibitions and allows the soul to express itself once more. It explores past lives and shows how the creation of your fate is ongoing and depends on what you do at each moment. Turquoise. Okay. It's a strengthening stone. Purification and dispels negative energy and clears electromagnetic smog. You know, I think both decks people are really being affected by the external, social media world. So you gotta like cut that shit off. Empathetic and balancing. It's a promoter of self-realization and assists in creative problem solving and calms the nerves when speaking in public. Strengthens the immune system, regenerates tissue, supports assimilation of nutrients, alleviates pollution and viral infections, heals the whole body, especially the eyes, and reduces excess acidity and benefits gout, rheumatism, and stomach. Anti-inflammatory and detoxifying. Petrified wood is interesting. It's very grounding. It can assist anyone who is feeling stuck or experiencing being frozen in time. It helps create balance and offers foundation from a launch of new goals to undertake a different path. Both decks are being challenged with like really core elements that kind of made their program from the beginning. This also helps scattered energy. So this is actually the deck that I chose for myself. And what I'm seeing, so the Ten of Swords, it's kind of like that feeling of like the world is coming down on you. All your problems keep happening. You just keep getting stabbed. And it's really creating an emotional imbalance in your mind, but there's also issues going on in your body, and these kind of go together. So it's like the things you're thinking about, you're overwhelming your body. You're allowing, you're first of all not resting well. You're not paying attention to what's happening in your body. It's becoming more intuitive with the way you feel when you're eating certain things, how you feel after a day's of work, a whole day of work, or how do you feel when you're just laying at home, like really kind of sinking in and discovering and becoming more intuitive with your physical body, and as well realizing the effects that both play on each other, like how the physical aspects affect your mental state and vice versa, how your mental state affects your physical state. It's like this cycle of thought, physical body thought, and so that's where it's important for you to find time to really allow yourself to let go in your imagination, because you're kind of one of those people that are always very like work, or obsessive about something. And basically there's a deep need right now for you to develop that intuition with your body. Because it's going to end up turning into like a health crisis, because you're not giving yourself the time you need to do the stuff that you need to do, meaning I don't have enough time to make healthy food. It's too much work. I don't have the motivation to do this. I don't have the time to sit down and meditate. I'd rather just be, scatterbrained and can't really focus on stuff because I'm not taking the time for myself to do these things. Placing importance on self-care. And using that to expand your consciousness, allowing yourself to step out of your box for a while and flow into this like fantasy world. And that can look a lot of different ways. It can look like something fun that you're doing that doesn't involve you thinking about work or thinking about bills, something that doesn't cost money. It's more about expanding the mind and letting new thoughts in your interest, like things that are fun to you. Like, for instance, I like horror movies. I like to write stuff. I could spend time writing more. I can make time for that. I could also spend time reading some of the stuff that doesn't have anything to do with spiritual work or trying to find yourself or, all the things that go along with my business. It's really about expanding outside of your norm, because you're getting caught in this loop of, wake up, work. Oh, I don't have time for stuff. Wake up, go to bed. Wake up, don't make time for yourself, go to work. And so you're never making time to do what you need to do. And your body and your mind are going to fucking feel it. Trust me. This is about pile 1 was about self-love and making time to kind of become clear and speak their truth. This is about finding the time and really locking down self-care in the physical form and the mental form. I know they kind of sound a little bit alike, but they're different. This is about like massage, This is about physical therapy. This is about mental, helping yourself find some mental relief if you have panic attacks. Taking yourself outside of your box a little bit, because it's affecting your emotional level, and there's like a brink of something that's about to happen because you're like at the full, you done felt it all, and you have to get out of that mindset. So it's important to spend time creating positive self-care, like health routines. This might be movement, this might be relaxation, whatever that looks like to you. You have to find the time to create it, and you have it. Don't make excuses. I hear excuses all day long from people, and it's kind of, it's funny to me that we want to bitch about a lot of things, but we don't want to do the things or take the steps to create those habits for ourselves. It's like the smoker that'll never stop smoking, but they rather they got to make that choice, right? You have to make the choice. Do you want to smoke and enjoy the smoking for the rest of your life and may or may not have disease from that? We're all going to die from something, right? So it's like, what choices do you want to make in your life? And then go after those things. For me, I want to feel good. I want to enjoy a pain-free life as much as I can and grow old gracefully, I don't want to have to suffer with pain. And so I've had to change some eating habits. I had to stop drinking so much. There's things I've had to put in place, and this is also including the mindset, the getting myself out of my normal way of thinking, which is about business and growing my podcast and all this stuff. Take myself out of that and create some relaxation time. And this may be just not thinking about yoga, not thinking about meditation, not thinking about self-realization, but having fun and enjoying time with family, or just not having to think, So, okay, let's take a breath. So I'm going to go back over this and throw some keywords out there. If you want more information about these cards, they all have books. They all have other explanations. I like to read them intuitively and channel what spirit is trying to tell me, what my intuition is trying to tell me about the collective. This is a kind of like this telephone line that I've opened up every month, and it's really generated for you guys and what you guys are seeking and needing to hear. So if you want more information, you can contact me and I can send you like the pages out of the book if that's what you need, because some of these are hard to find online. If you have questions about what do I do, how do I start, I need guidance, contact me. I'm on literally everything, and I'm creating tools every day for you to build a living practice out of. Okay, so revisit. Find joy. Spend time in meditation, regenerating your life force, filling your cup. So the meditation is going to help you find clarity about the things that you need to speak truth about. This may even be a relationship. Also opening yourself up and believing. So self-worth, self-esteem, things are happening on a clairvoyant level. Maybe you have inner knowing happening, but you're having a hard time believing it because of your core beliefs. So you need to trust the process, trust what's happening to you, and not think that you're crazy. This one is about finding time for self-care in the form of rest or looking outside of the box. You're struggling with some health mind issues, and you need to give your mind a break, and that doesn't necessarily always look like meditation. I know I preach that a lot, but in this case, it's more about not thinking about anything, allowing yourself to indulge in fun things for you, interesting things to you, maybe something that's not so much having to learn something. Maybe you don't read fiction. You're like a nonfiction person, like you feel like you always need to learn something, and that can create a cycle in your mind that you're always trying to do and learn. You need to get a break from that and read about some adult fantasy, or watch some horror movies or mysteries or something like that that's going to take you out of that normal mindset. And then also create habits of self-care, which are things that are going to make your body feel good. So massage, or spending time in water, things that are not going to create like health issues because you're already struggling with some like arthritis or inflammation within your body, but just things that are good for you but make you feel like a facial or something like that. Going to the beach, taking time away from your normal, or changing your habits into something that's not what you normally do. Okay. Oh, so this one also helps focus that. Find singular focus and get you guys through that. So like I said, I hope this helps you guys. This has been kind of a long video, but there's a lot of energy that is building. There is something kind of bubbling under and creating some issues with people. So you got this. Remember, you're stronger than you think. And there's guidance out there. There's people like me who are doing things like this to help you kind of figure shit out. And until next time, be love and namaste.